I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, we caught the beat. Let's go. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Today, we are covering Season 16, Episode 3. It's called Baywatch. But there was a lot of watching, but a lot more fighting going on because there was too much drama for your mama. We're going to talk about all of it, but before that, allow us to introduce ourselves. I'll start to my left. Her name is Shayna.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Shay Live, also known as Shayna Calandro is my government name.
Bang, bang.
And this episode was wild. I can't wait to get into it.
Yes, and to Shayna's left, we have Zakiyyah.
Hey, y'all. I'm Zakiyyah Wilbert's a heavy hitter. I'm just lying.
Hey.
We about to get into it.
Hit us with them bars, man. So, we are about to get into it, and there's a lot to get into. First, we start with a little bit of Bianca drama. Then Balistic goes ballistic. Also, lessons are learned towards the end, and I guess boot camp's working.
Camp's working.
We also, have our special segment. It's called Counselor's Corner. We have fan shout-outs that I will read to you guys. We also have news and gossip by Shayna over here, and we have predictions where we talk about what's going to happen next. Mm-hmm. But what are your overall thoughts, Shayna?
I thought this episode was the juiciest of the three we've seen. We kind of got the Jocelyn and Bianca tension that we all kind of knew was coming. Mm-hmm. I thought it was good. I like to see Balistic kind of go ballistic. I mean, he needs to calm it down, but I like to see it. You know what I mean? Like, you like to see a little more juice. And I have a new favorite couple.
Really?
I love Styles P and Adjua.
Of course.
I love them. I love them. They're my favorite.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree. I think this episode was crazy. To see Bianca actually break down was real for me. I felt in that moment, I felt her, and I got emotional slightly sitting there watching her. Kind of disappointed in Jocelyn, and I'm usually not. That's usually my go-to girl.
Yeah.
But this episode, I was like, hey, I can't support some of that, but again, that's still my girl. I still love you, girl. But yeah, it was a crazy episode.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was just so much heat in the kitchen, and I feel like that's why Dr. Ish didn't wear a blazer this episode, because he usually stay with the coats and the button-ups, but this time he had the white shirt on, and he was ready to deal with some Ish. He was dealing with Jocelyn. He was dealing with a little bit of everybody. He was dealing with Balistic. Mm-hmm. So overall, man, I think that everybody was just ready for the heat, and a few people brought it. But let's start off with Bianca. So she woke up. She was in a bad mood. Everybody knew she was in a bad mood, except, I guess, Jocelyn. Jocelyn went to say, what's up?
Yes.
Good morning. Hey, B. Mm-hmm. And Bianca hit her with the all 55 teeth.
All 55!
How would you feel if you was Bianca, or no, if you was Jocelyn in that situation?
I guess, okay, so let me think about it, because if I didn't know what was going on and I was Jocelyn, I would be like, ooh, but, I wouldn't really speak on it too much, because I would have wanted to find out more, like, what was the case, but I get how she could have perceived that as something else. Yeah. So she doesn't know her situation. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know her story, and I don't think she knows that, like, she was suicidal at some point, too, so...
I think it was more so just like Jocelyn being Jocelyn and like thinking everything's about her, because within 5 seconds, Adjua or Shani, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, oh, she's having a bad morning. Like, I feel like she just took it so personal that she didn't say hello back. And it was like, Jocelyn, if anybody should understand that, she's having a bad day and kind of reflecting that on everybody else, it's Jocelyn, because she's done that a million times. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, you're making this about you, and I love you so much, but like... This wasn't about you.
Yeah.
And then one thing to remember is that nobody there is genuinely, like, happy right now, because they're all being stretched and they're all being tested in a bunch of different ways. So I think just having a certain level of understanding just out the gate would have helped Jocelyn. Mm-hmm. Also, on top of that, Jocelyn is just an entertainer, so she's gonna blow up. Uh-huh. She's a dramatic person, so you're gonna get that reaction out of her anyways. And then on top of that, Bianca naturally has RBF at times, like resting face, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes she could be in an okay mood, but it just won't seem that way. So I think, like you said, kind of just read people and read the situation a little bit better would help.
Yeah, but this is what threw me off, because at first I was like, okay, she doesn't really understand. I was with Jocelyn like, okay, maybe you don't really understand. Are you going to just like hear Bianca out and be like, all right, cool. But then when Jocelyn was like, yo, I wake up like this and you're jealous. You look like you always been jealous. I was like, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Girl, we know you cute, but I don't think she's there to analyze you, sis.
Yeah.
She's there because her dude is going through what they going through. So that was when I was like, I was a little disappointed, because out of all people, I thought Jocelyn and Bianca relate the most, honestly.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they bump heads, because you know when you relate so much to a person, you don't like them. Like, you don't like who you're usually more like.
Because you see you in them.
Exactly.
They're also just both hot-headed. So it's just like where Jocelyn takes disrespect as like, oh, I'm about to disrespect you back. And I think just also in her experiences on reality shows, like she always kind of goes to like, you're jealous of me. You're jealous of me. So like I think that was just her reflecting her own past issues onto Bianca, because it just didn't make sense in the moment. Like it was like, literally, girl, it has nothing to do with you, and we can all see it has nothing to do with you, except for you.
And it's crazy because it looks like the way it was cut that Jocelyn actually followed her around and antagonized the situation. So there was about 2 to 3 times that Bianca literally left, walked into another room, was even escorted by Dr. Ish, and then the other people came in, and then Jocelyn came in and said the jealous thing while they were on the couch, and then it ended up outside where they're both out there crying. So.
I think a good point too is when Dr. Ish said she doesn't want attention, she needs it. So I think like when he said that to Balistic, to me I was like, oh, that makes sense about the earlier scenes, because it was like it was all about Bianca, and Jocelyn was like, wait, I'm here too, hello, like it's normally about me. So I think that's where it came from.
Jocelyn is trying to bring them ratings in. That's what it is.
Probably so. But I think what took me back was when I saw Adjoa really relating to Bianca. And again, this is like the emotional appeal and effect that it had on me, for her to be like, look, they was all stating their problems, like, this is my problem, this is my problem, this is my problem. And everybody is there because they have problems, and nobody's problem is diminished, because I believe everyone, like, your problem is your problem, and it's something that you have to deal with and seek the proper help. But anyways, so she was saying like this, like, my daughter committed suicide, and this is the emotions and the vibes and the energy she was giving off, and like kind of pointed to Bianca. And I think that honestly was what made Jocelyn be like, all right, I'm bugging. I think she really came down to earth and said, all right, y'all might be right, because she was making it about her, and we learned that, I guess, during the time Stevie is trying to take her baby, so she probably was also going through something that day and kind of felt like, I'm going through something too. Why nobody hugging me?
Right.
I'm trying to wake up like it's okay.
Right.
So 2 things. So first, I really like Adjoa, and I think she's like a little bit more developed along the process. So I think she's going to be somebody that people really can look up to. Even Jocelyn, even though they're probably somewhat similar age, I think she's a good role model for every woman in the house. Then secondly, to your point, between Jocelyn and Bianca, I really do think they're going to build a great bond and a great friendship. Like, by the end of it, I want to say day 10, when they're leaving, they're probably going to have the biggest hug, and they're going to probably keep in contact after this show, just because there's so many similarities, and they're kind of growing together. Even though they're in different generations, they're still growing together, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And speaking of growing, allow us to tell you guys how you can help us continue to grow. Do you want to take it away, Zakiyyah?
I will, guys. We love coming here to you each and every week talking about our favorite shows. And as you know, one of them is Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. Make sure you go to any and every video that AfterBuzz produced. Give it a thumbs up. 5-star rating. We don't accept 4. We only do 5 stars over here. So make sure you keep tuning in. This is the ESPN of TV Talk.
Bang, straight like that.
I'm a heavy hitter.
She is. She really is. The left and the right. Kind of like Tyson Fury last night.
Whoa, okay.
All right, so moving on. Not quite Tyson Fury, but he was quite furious. His name is Balistic, and he went off. So the couples got to enjoy a pool party, at least half of each couple, and the other half had to sit and watch and listen. And Balistic did not like what he was seeing because Jocelyn was feeding another man fruits and then telling Joseph, let's not tell him what we did here. And Balistic, again, went ballistic. And I feel where he's coming from, man. And he's really, really Philly. That's just what it is. Like, I've never, and I said this when we was watching the show, so I've never seen anybody fully get Jocelyn together on TV before until now, and it was wild to see. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I was like, okay, he's about to flip his lid when he was just started standing up and pacing back and forth, because I can relate to that. Like, you're like, okay, I'm going to be calm, and then you kind of explode. And that's exactly what he did. And I was like, I wanted him to wait it out and then, like, have the conversation, because he's been that for the last few episodes where it seems like he, like, kind of gets mad and then comes back down to life. But I was like, yeah, he couldn't handle the feeding of the fruit. And, I mean, that was warranted. That was warranted. And like you said, like, Jocelyn was like, haha, a little bit. And then she was like, oh, he's mad. Like, let me go and fix this. Because she really loves him. Like, you could tell she genuinely loves him and wants to be with him. But they're just not used to the type of people that each one is. Yeah. Like, she's used to the chaos and the drama. And he's like, I don't want this. Yeah.
Ooh, this situation had me taken back. I do believe that Jocelyn was very wrong. She was wrong in the aspect of feeding the fruit and all that. But like he said, he knew who she was when he met her. Yeah. So cool. All right. Whatever. I feel like for sure the judge needs to talk to Balistic, because there's a problem for me here. And he keep going around saying, oh, I'm a king. And I'm like, what are you doing to act like a king though? Like, why? What are you doing? Because why are you going crazy and throwing stuff? Like, where is that anger coming from? And I get, like, you're going to be angry because, okay, but that was a lot. And then for Jocelyn to kiss his feet, I'm also like, that's a problem for me. Why are you kissing her feet? And you really not stopping her like he was, but he like, wasn't. Come on, get up. Right? So I'm just like, Balistic, what is it about you? Like, we know Jocelyn's problems. We've put them out on the table. But now it's some control issues that you have, that you do have to let go. Like, we get she has to honor you, but now at some point, it's like, where is that honor reciprocated?
Yeah. I actually agree. Yes. And, I think that he didn't have to be as much as he was, but at the same time, I kind of do. So I think that we, as the audience, Jocelyn, as his other half, and the rest of the cast needed to see that, because it put a lot of things into perspective for everybody, just on multiple levels. One, how to not act when your man is watching or when he's not around, period. And then secondly, that, Balistic is a real dude. He's not called Balistic for no reason. And, like, I can't play with him if you're Jocelyn. And the thing is, if he wasn't like that, would she really respect him the way that she did? You saw that all the stuff that we say is extra was everything that got her attention.
That's what Dr. Ish was saying.
But I think it's also, like, a thing of, like, the control, even like she said, like he has control issues. Yeah. Where it's like,
which I don't agree with. I don't think anybody should be controlling in a relationship. Right. Like you can be stern, but not controlling.
Right. It's one way to like voice what you don't like and how you want to be treated in a relationship. But like the whole the kissing of the feet was just like, I thought she was kidding, and then she started crying, and I was like, oh, this is weird. Like something's happening here that looks like it might have happened before. And that's not okay.
Yeah.
I think that the kissing of the feet started as a joke, but then she really got it like down to something probably just broke in her mentally, where she's like, damn, like I really did. Either I messed up or he's really mad at me or something. Because I think that Jocelyn is somebody who doesn't like feeling rejected. And at that moment, she was fully 1,000% rejected by Balistic. So I think she was just trying to hold on, because it really felt like she was just holding on to him, trying not to let go.
But
it is another thing. If she would have never done any of those things when he was around, then it is a problem that she did it when he wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get that aspect of being mad. It was just that the extra of it all.
Yeah.
See, for me, and I'm gonna be so honest and say I think that it's like a domestic violence issue. I don't think Balistic is doing anything, but I think Jocelyn has probably went through something that was traumatic, like domestic violence, because to submit that much to leave yourself behind is an issue with yourself. And and I think that Balistic, like being the man, the king in a relationship, should try to understand that certain things that he does could trigger, and that pain and that hurt, which is not going to be healthy for their relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm not Dr. Ishaw. I don't got all the answers, Sway. But what I'm saying is that, like, Balistic is a little controlling to the point where it's like, yo, like, you got to check yourself now, because it's like, it's all cool and good. I don't think he's a bad man or anything, but it's just something about it that turns her on to the point where it brings her back to more like a traumatic experience, I would assume.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, he definitely lost a little bit of control, and I think he was trying to express his dominance in the place, especially when he hit the plant and knocked her drink out of her hand. One thing I do respect is, even in the moment when it seemed like he lost control, I could still tell as a man that he had a level of self-control, because he didn't actually put his hands on her. It didn't seem like he wanted to. It seems like he wanted to just go to the room and diffuse and all that kind of stuff. So it's one of those situations where it could go either way. Like some could see it as like, okay, they handled it the best way they could considering the circumstances and the condition they were in. But then on the other end, it's like, it doesn't have to be handled that way. So I guess this is a situation where we're going to see how it is moving forward.
Right.
We're going to see like what they've learned, and if it continues to escalate like that in the future. If it doesn't, then I think it was all worth it. But if it does, then I think we need to start digging deeper and see like, okay, there's more to it than just what we see.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Let us know what y'all think, though, man. Real stuff being talked about right now. So moving on. Also, finally, Bootcamp is working.
Yeah,
so
that's what they say.
lessons are learned. So at the same pool party where Balistic popped off, we saw Styles P finally get to be on the other side of the fence and actually watch Adwoa interact and engage with other men. And the thing I respect about him is, instead of feeling mad, he felt remorseful. So he started thinking about himself in that position and how she would be in his position all the times that he did her wrong. So to me, that just showed another level of just growth, which I really appreciated. What do you think, Shayna?
I agree. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I love Styles P and Adwoa. It's so good to see a couple like that. First of all, in my own opinion, I feel like they've been through the most with losing a child and all the cheating and all the lying that he's already admitted to. So the fact that he's are open to growth, and we're kind of seeing it and seeing how he's taking accountability. Like, yes, he's an older guy. So like the fact that you're doing it right now is very late, but nonetheless, like, better late than never.
Right.
So
But never late is better.
Right.
True. But I do like the way that he was remorseful and kind of like watching her interact. He was like, I want her to do something because I feel like I deserve to be like hurt like she was. Like, that's when you know that somebody really feels remorseful and really does love you. And I just think the expression that he's showing on national television for his wife and for his mistakes is just a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
I agree. When you see him get so vulnerable with her, I love their love. Even though they went through so much stuff, I feel like sometimes love is going through a whole bunch of crap, but I hope not that much ever in life. But I love Adwoa too, because I feel like she present herself like a real woman,
Like a queen.
A queen.
Honey.
If I can be any woman in that house right now, I would want to be her or Shawnee, because they both present themselves in the utmost way, and I think that's just what got Styles too. He's like, yo, like, I'm with a queen and I'm tripping. I was tripping, but I respect it.
I liked seeing him actually say that to her. So the thing about Styles P that I noticed, he's just 100 all the time. So he won't just say it for the cameras. He's going to go say it to her. Then he'll say it to the cameras. Then he'll say it to Dr. Ish and Judge Toller too. So I really respect that about him. And when he did go out and tell her at the pool, you could see her tearing up and everything. It was like words to her ears, like music to her ear, exactly what she wanted and needed to hear. So I can tell that she really does respect his growth and just the way that he's able to wrap his mind around what she may be going through. You can tell that she really does appreciate that, and you can tell that he really appreciates her. So I think it's a dope connection.
They're a cute couple.
They really are. So that was most of the big things that happened. Is there anything else that really stood out to y'all about the episode?
I think with CeeLo, when the judge was talking to CeeLo and he was making all this beautiful music and poetry, and she was like, stop, because you're always making it about you.
Right.
Are you seeing her? And he said, yes, queen, you're right. I love how he bowed down because it takes a real man to understand that you're wrong. But I also love that the judge pointed it out because, CeeLo, you are making her issues like everything about you and not her. I didn't even know she was into fashion and like 60s and 20s fashion, and just having a pure conversation with someone that was a stranger. Yep. I got more insight on her than I did with CeeLo.
Right. I actually got a little bit of something different when the judge had told him and he was like, I received that, queen. I felt like it was a little dismissive of him because I was like, oh, he just like isn't trying to hear it right now. Like, I know he didn't want to go back and forth and like that's respectful, but I just was like, that was a little dismissive from my perspective because I think he does make everything about himself, and her just saying that, like, I think he was just like, you don't understand, like, by saying that.
It could, I agree. It could go either way.
It really could. Like, when you said that, I was like, oh, wow, I didn't see it that way. Yeah, I was
like, I didn't see that either.
But not only does he make it about himself, she also enables him to do that. So, because she makes it about him, too. So, she'll talk about her problems. Yeah, I like this, but I know that he can't provide this. He's not there, and it always goes back to him. So, she kind of submits to him even more so. So, to me, that's kind of interesting. And then the fact that, like, when we think about it, she never really speaks ill of him or even ill of their situation. Things have to be pulled out of her. So, I like how you said in that just random, like, impromptu conversation with a stranger, you got more insight about her, whereas we probably would have never known because she's not one of those women on the show going around talking, here's our problem, here's problem number 2, here's problem number 18, we got this, we got that. She keeps it real subtle and real low-key, and you don't even know what her issue is unless Dr. Ish brings it up or she just starts talking naturally to somebody else. So.
Yeah. You know what I think that's from, though? Because in the first episode, they said they had a power issue. Like, I think both of their egos are just so big that, like, nobody wants to say that they have a problem.
You think she has an ego?
I didn't see her.
She's good at disguising it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they said in the first episode. They both said that they want to be the more powerful one. Like, I think, like you said, she definitely thinks CeeLo's more important than she is. Like, because she always says, like, I feel this way, but I know because he's a superstar that this or whatever. But I think what they have, the battle that they have in their home, from what I've gotten so far, is that, like, she'll say something, he won't agree, then they have a power dispute. Like, who's right, who's wrong, and nobody wants to, like, give in. I think that's their biggest problem.
Yeah. I think the fact that she's so accommodating of him, who he is, and the way he lives his life should make him want to be the same to her and reciprocate the same thing back to her. Because if I had a woman that was just like all the way there for me and thought about me more than she thought about herself, I would notice that and be like, okay, well, since she's already prioritizing me, who's prioritizing her? I need to do that. But that's just me.
The problem is with CeeLo, though, is she hasn't left him yet or even threatened to leave him. And he believes that she's always going to be there. Now, I feel like if she put a little fear in him, like, listen, if you don't get it together, and not saying that this is supposed to be something that happens, but if you don't get it together, I'm leaving.
Didn't he say that, though? He told her.
He told her, you don't have to be here.
And he knows she not going nowhere.
And honestly, as a man saying something like that, sometimes,
if she really was like, all right, start packing her bags.
Wait, hold on.
He gonna let her leave for a good week. Let him see what he missing, because you so caught up into seeing like your everyday, what I have for you, what's gonna happen. Miss me for a little bit.
But it's also a little bit different when you're like engaged to be married.
For 5 years, though?
I know. But I feel like sometimes it's like a little bit different. Like if we're boyfriend and girlfriend, like I'm out, like, you know, I feel like when you're engaged, it's a little bit different to just like leave the house.
I think that she just needs to give him a taste of his own medicine. Yeah. Like she needs to say, look, I'm not having this. If we can't change this right now or something can't work, like I need to move on with my life. Because for 5 years of being engaged, nah, I'm good. We might as well be boyfriend and girlfriend or nothing at all.
That's true.
That part. I'm with it. Something that stood out to me was definitely Michelle and Stu, because they just so funny, man.
They so weird.
Michelle just need to break up with Stu, because she's. When she said, I want that for him, I was like, how you don't want yourself
my dream for him? Like, how you having dreams about what he should have that's not you?
That's not you, right.
Yeah. I don't know. Something is going on bad. And y'all seen Shani. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah.
I am. Okay. Yeah. So she was basically saying, like, oh, Stu, you showed a lot of attention to the other women out there, and you're never talking to Michelle. So I'm like, y'all are weird.
It is weird, but like, if a guy was always saying, like, oh, I know you like him over there. I know you like him over there. And every time y'all talk, he's like, you're too young and I'm this and I'm that. Like, he just might feel like, dang, like, I don't know what to do.
But you never even see them sitting next to each other. Like, you know how when you go in the living room or we're viewing the living room, I'm acting like we there. But, like, it's the couples. They're all kind of next to each other. They all have their moment. You never see them have their moment except for when they're laying in the bed together and they wake up together. And then after they separate outside of that room, he is all the way
they
here.
Have like a little
she's all the way
moment
there.
this episode where she was like, give me a kiss.
I was about to say,
fake.
no, you know what it is? I feel like their sex life is so trash.
You think so?
Cause you gotta think about it. When you really put it down on your lady, she wants to be around. She wants to cuddle up. She wants to, like, she
That's
put
a
her
fact.
arm around you. All this kind of
She's a
stuff.
little boy.
Nah, but when you put it down,
Right,
that's a
right,
fact. You
right.
like, yo.
If he put it down, she wouldn't think he's a little boy no more. Real talk.
true.
He would be daddy at this point if he put it down like that.
that part.
So I don't know. Y'all let us know. Please leave a comment. In the meantime, let us go ahead and go to our special segment. It is called Counselor's Corner. Tell us how it works.
Hey, y'all. So this is what's up. We have a Counselor Corner special segment. Basically, we describe what we found out that was healing or that helped us in this episode from whoever, the counselors, the guest, whoever. I'll go first, and I'll pass it off to my lovely peoples here. Okay, so for Dr. Ish, he said needs and wants. It was part of their exercise, and then I had to write it down, y'all. He said if you're not getting it at home, you look for it outside. And I think the exercise was really important in order just to understand who you are in your relationship. And if someone isn't giving you what you need, you're gonna seek it somewhere else. So for those who are in relationships, y'all take that note.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's a big one. Big facts. For me, I liked when Styles P said she can't let it go and he can't address it when they were talking about Bianca and Chose. But I feel like that was like for everyone in the house because a lot of the time, well, for these couples, the guy did something wrong and the girl is like upset about it, and that's where their issues stem from. But like Bianca and Chose can't say what he did wrong to Bianca and apologize genuinely, and so she can't get over it. So she can't let it go. He won't talk about it, so that's why there's just like butting heads, no solution happening.
Yeah.
Accountability is a big thing.
Yeah.
It really is. For me, it would be Dr. Ish. I feel like we all giving Dr. Ish advice. So he said, you get the woman you choose. And that was just straight cut, straight to the point. Like, that's all I need to hear. So you can't get with somebody. You're attracted to certain things, and you can't get with that person and try to change those things. It just won't work that way. So that definitely stood out to me. So it makes me want to definitely be selective about who I choose because that's exactly what I get. So let us know if you have any Counselor Corner moments in these comments too, and please give us these thumbs up and these 5 stars as well if you're listening to us. So now it's time to actually throw it back to you guys, shed some light on some of our fans by giving these fans shout outs. I will start with Rashandra Powell. It's good to see you again, always up in here talking to us. She said, some people detach from their emotions when things get hot and don't want to be touched or bothered and will just disengage and back away. Some people do it physically, others do it internally. Some both ways.
Okay.
That's kind of real. Then Beast Mode said, it's all about the Benjamins. Don't be deceived. You'll know who's phony and who's fake.
Ooh.
I guess that's about how last week we said that not all the couples may really be there and may really be real couples. But hey, time will tell. So keep us posted, Beast Mode. Maybe you know more than we do.
Right. He sound like it.
Right. So please keep leaving comments, y'all, because we're going to read and we're going to give y'all shout outs too.
Yes.
And now it is time for the news and gossip.
News and gossip. So I'm going to give you guys all the tea per usual. There it is. If you haven't been following Chose on Instagram, then you don't know about his new single that's out called Don't Slide. And it's actually a pretty decent song. It's smooth. I like it. It gives a little down south, new Travis Scott type of feel.
Okay.
I like it, but I think he's also just very much so capitalizing off of this show and making sure that he gets to the bag in the meantime, because he also has a merch line out as well, and that is called Too Rare Forever, the Unicorn Drip. Okay.
Ooh.
So it's basically like a unicorn, and then above it says Too Rare. It's kind of cute. I like it. I wouldn't mind. They have 25% off right now. Oh. So if you're into it and you want to go check it out, get the discount because who doesn't like discounts?
Maybe you can get us the plug or something.
Maybe.
We can get that Shayna AfterBuzz discount.
Maybe. You never know.
I need parts. Chose us. Please stop through. And also, I didn't mention this in the fan shoutouts, but Stu himself actually dropped in our comments on YouTube, and he dropped a couple links. One is to a book. Please, y'all, go check it out. And also, Stu, feel free to come through.
Come to the show, Stu.
We want
at any time. We got a chair for you right there. It's nice and comfy. It's leather interior up in here. So please come through, man. Come through. But that was news and gossip.
News and gossip.
Bang bang! It's time for the predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so I want you to start it off, Zakiyyah. What do you think's gonna happen?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I seriously think that it's something up with Stu and Michelle. And I know I'm really predicting this because I keep hearing like gossip and rumors. So really it's probably everyone else talking about it. And really not even my own prediction. But something's up with them. We're gonna learn something. Something is popping off. It's brewing. Mm-hmm. It's brewing.
Oh.
I think that we're all concerned about Michelle and Stu not being a real couple, but what I got from this last episode and what I think we'll see more into the new episodes is that Jocelyn and Bianca are not a real couple either. Like, I know that I already kind of dished on what Bianca did on IGTV Live or whatever, but her just being like, yeah, he got this one girl that's in his phone all the time, and he said it's saved under a heart. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what's happening here? Because I thought y'all were together. How he got somebody else in his phone with a heart? So I think we're gonna see their whole situation unravel because he can't keep it together for 10 days. You know? So I'm watching them.
I just want to piggyback on what you said. I think that they're going to grow further and further apart as these 10 days go on. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. They're not going to last. Michelle and Stu's not going to last. Aju and Styles P are going to last. CeeLo and Shawnee's going to last. And who's the last one?
Jocelyn and Balistic.
Jocelyn and Balistic. They're going to be wild, but they're going to make it through at least. They're going to make it through. So please let us know what y'all think in the comments below. Tweet us. We everywhere online. And make sure you follow us too at AfterBuzz TV everywhere in the world. In the meantime, you can also follow me. My name is Byron K, but you can find me everywhere online at Hero from the 90s. Shayna, where can they find you?
I'm your girl, Shayna Calandro, and you can find me at Shay Live.
Hey, I'm your girl, Zakiyyah Wilbers. You can find me on Instagram at ZakiyyahW_. Actually, you can find me everywhere there. ZakiyyahW_.
Bang, bang. And until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay buzzing.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.